and welcome to episode 16 of It's Beer O'Clock with Beerski with special guest Minty Mountain. How you doing, man?
Doing good, dude. I'm
Happy to
happy
hear
to
it.
be on here. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, absolutely, man. I really appreciate you coming on. How's everything going? How's life treating you right now?
Oh, it's going good. I was in Miami with Ernie for about a year, and then I ended up moving back to Texas to be with the fam. So
Nice. I'm
yeah,
sure Ernie's heart's broken.
yeah. He won't tell you, but I've definitely gotten some messages on Instagram, just like like the microphone messages that you can send, voice messages.
Oh yeah.
Just it'd just be like 27 seconds of just pure crying. So
He gave us the pre-yawn before we even started. We got a yawn, so thank you.
that
Thank
means
you,
it's
Ernie.
gonna be a good one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hell yeah.
I want to touch on those sad messages a little later too.
Yeah,
This show's really gone downhill. Thanks, Ernie. Appreciate it. So Ernie suggested you back when Ernie popped onto the channel way back when. So I was happy. I was skimming through all my notes and going back through stuff, and I was like, oh man, I got to get Jake Smith on here. So I'm glad you hopped on, dude. I'm really happy you're here. One of the Spicy Boys people. We're gonna learn a little bit more about that too, because I'm interested in getting to the nitty gritty of what's going on with that. We got Ernie in. He's still gonna come in now. That's great. I'm happy to see you, Ernie. We got Gym Leader Pepe in here. What's going on, man? Chavals, what's up, dude? Jake Smith for Prez, right on.
Maybe was goody. I miss Chaval's face. We need more Chavals in the space.
Let's get it. Let's get him on, man. Let's get him involved. I want everyone to be more involved in the space. There's so much good that comes from it. So, yeah, Ernie. I think Ernie loves you just a little bit.
Not really, no.
What's up, Chef? Chef's kiss. We got Mr. Walrus in here. What's going on? 4 to 1% variable consignments available. So that's something we could talk about too. All the new PSA news that popped today about all the purchases. Golden's getting bought up by eBay, and the eBay Vault's getting purchased by PSA. So no more 4 to 1% variable consignments. I think we need to change that. But Walrus threw his panties at the screen for you, so that's good. Hopefully you've been wearing them all day, Mr. Walrus.
Yeah, I wish I could catch them and smell them, dude. But that's the problem with the internet. You can't just reach out and grab whatever you want. So
one day, scratch and sniff screens. We'll get there. Ayo, is that Princess Zelda?
Yeah, that's a shout out to our YouTube channel, Spicy Boys TV, with a BOIS instead of normal spelling. But
yes.
Yeah, we created some super dusted content just for fun, all improvised, and I did play Princess Zelda in some of the skits. So
that's fantastic. Check that out. I'll have to definitely go back and check that out. And we got let's see. I too want to know what goes on behind the scenes of Spicy Boys. They're mysterious. All right, so let's dive right into that, man. What are the Spicy Boys? How did the Spicy Boys happen? I love it's like this little rogue faction within the hobby. It's great. So what's it about?
Yeah, I mean it's just it all started in Pokenomics. Like we just kind of all found each other during the big crazy boom. A bunch of people that were hopping in voice chat back then, and we all kind of became best friends and ended up meeting in Denver at Swami's house, and just kind of going to cons, talking to each other nonstop since then about plays and what should we collect, what should we sell, who's got the dusted tapes in the hobby, who's actually cool to listen to. Just a bunch of rumor milling, just taking in content and discussing it and shitting on each other, just all types of stuff. So
I love it. Just good old times, man. That's great. I'm happy to hear that. And that's awesome that you all came together during, the boom. You found each other. You guys, like you said, you have your Spicy Boys channel, which is great. I know Ernie's pretty big into the E-Series. How do you feel about E-Series? And I think you're pretty...
Well, if anyone didn't want me to pump E-Series, they're screwed, because I think E-Series are the best looking cards.
Yes, thank you. Absolutely, 100% the best looking cards.
Especially in Japanese, there's just so much more nuance that goes into Japanese. Instead of just 3 sets, there's freaking how many sets? 6 sets of E-series, not even including web series, as well as which is like an exclusive thing you had to sign up on the internet back, in the early 2000s to even get packs. And then there's the elusive versus series as well, with exclusives like Karen's Umbreon and Tyranitar and all types of Japanese exclusive that never went into English, except for like the super niche stuff that Jim Mint and everyone's into, like those English versus series cards that were released in Tropical Metal Mega Battle. But no one in their right mind can or should have won those. So get the original stuff, y'all, that actually is hollow and cool. So
right on. I think you need to move your mic just a little bit closer to your mouth.
There we go.
Yeah, lost you. Well, not really lost you that much, but yeah. So all right on, man. Yeah, E-series. I've been in the hobby for not a very long time, but I'm a big fan of the E-series. I don't know if everyone saw the Box Nostalgia podcast. Recently, we ranked WotC sets. The arts in those sets are hot. I love them. There's just something about them that does it for me. They really up their game from, base set, jungle, and fossil. And then, like, you see, like, where they went to in E-series. And it's just, like, Pokemon became, like, I wish I was around to open stuff during that time, because it's just, like, such a cool, like, everything changed with the card. I like the way the card looks. The arts are fire. So I wish we would get some more arts like that too, because I feel like we don't see arts like that anymore either. Like, some of them are like more sinister and dark, and like I kind of want that a little bit more in the hobby.
Yeah, E-series is kind of where you can see like Pokemon's kind of going downhill in sales. The big boom and bust and everything just happened, and you can kind of see the artists turn on their A game and really show like a lot of passion in what they're putting down and submitting to Pokemon. Because back then I'm sure there probably were discussions. I don't know the nitty gritty details, but it definitely seems like they full sent to keep the train moving. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, you have to at that point, because stuff wasn't going so well for them around that time. Then WotC losing the set, losing the licensing. So just crazy time in Pokemon, really. But it's awesome that like you can look back and
exactly. And like the non-symmetrical look to the cards, I know puts people off, and like they were trying to implement it in with the e-readers and have it talk to the game, which I think is honestly really cool and unique. That they're actually I bet they start trying to do some of that stuff soon, and I think they are trying to do that. I was hoping in Pokemon Go they would have more scannables where you could like scan a card that you pull and then you get that Pokemon in the game.
They dropped the ball with the Pokemon Go set not doing that. There should have been a special card per booster box, or for Japanese, or just for like in tins or something, just to get that, because that would have been really cool.
Pull up ZNG's comment real quick.
Nothing cooler than half the card being the UPC code for dead tech.
There's nothing cooler than that.
That's so cool. Well, it's so nostalgia
all the time. Like,
absolutely.
That's some of the coolest stuff is dead. Like, some of the most expensive freaking sealed games out there were some of the worst games ever created. So
people still collect cassette tapes and stuff, and all that's dead. VHS, talking to UP, like he collects the VHS stuff. So dead tech is cool, especially when it's in collectibles. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Oh man, my mouse is jacked up. Here we go. How would one join the Spicy Boys? How does one get invited into the Spicy Boys?
Well, first step is meeting us in person, so going to a con. And then after the con is over, you have to be brought over through certain rituals. We go into, we always try to get a Airbnb that has a basement with no windows, and we invite new initiates down there. There's some sort of I don't want to give away all the details, but blood is drawn, and you are on your knees, and you are kissing somewhere on Ernie's body, most likely a ring. that could also be covered in blood. So,
Oh, jeez.
yeah, there's a lot of different steps to it, but
That's a scary basement, bro.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if you're down with the basement, you're most likely a perfect fit.
You
So
just got to embrace the horror, I guess, huh? Just go with
yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah. It wouldn't even be going with it. It's just you just feel like it's the most natural thing that's ever happened to you. So
We got Fat Belly collects in here. What's going on, Fat Belly? Just purchased my biggest card today. What did you buy, dude? Put it in the comments. I'm definitely interested in seeing it. All right, we actually have Spicy Boys TV in here. Okay, shut it down. We're rocking both. I love it. That's good stuff. Half art hit. Yeah, dude. I love the half arts. I also like learning about the Versus series and realizing that was like the precursor to E series and the way they like already implemented that art style and the card style. Like it's just like a cool little piece of like Pokemon history. And I'm a bigger fan of half arts for sure. Like full arts are nice. I do like them, but like some of the half arts are just crazy.
Yeah, there's nothing like having to squint at the card too and see all the details. Discovering new details in half arts is some of the most rewarding things you
Gotta
can
get
do
your
in the hobby.
jeweler's loop out.
Exactly.
We got E-Unit. What's going on, E-Unit?
What
Glad to see you in here, man. We got Z&G Emporium here. Yeah, that's right. He was talking about the dead tech. Mr. Walrus, Z&G Emporium, original blockchain. Wake up.
E-Series, baby.
That's it. Bierski, you want more dark? Doesn't get darker than opening packs, homie. So I haven't opened. I went on a little clip there. I started opening a lot of packs again. Kind of stopped opening as many packs. I was doing like a video 3 times a week, a short, opening in the car at work. But yeah, it starts getting expensive. You start realizing like once you start counting stuff up, it's a little dark. So I hear what you're saying, Walrus. I still love ripping packs, but it's definitely a little dark. E-Series is super mid. I prefer Watsy Hollows and Miles medium flavor or blade condition. That's great, Ernie. That's real good, man.
Those are really affordable collectibles right now. So great binder fodder.
Yeah, getting just like mild play.
That MPHP, if it's got a crease on the back, even better.
Yeah.
So you can just put that baby in there and say it's near mint to your buddies, and the same amount of flexing is done for a quarter of the cost.
How is your so I guess you're not a like slab collector? You have slabs, or are you more into like binder collections? And
I mean, I definitely prefer slabs, but of certain things. Like if I was like collecting modern, I would definitely prefer binders because you can get it for cheaper and kind of source and find those cards yourself that would PSA 10. But yeah, I mean, as far as collecting goes, I definitely am a PSA 10 fanboy for mainly just like rare stuff. I do like, I mean, my opinion on grading is it should be something important that's being graded, and obviously that's subjective. But stuff that's like not everyone can just send to a grading company and get a 10, and much less like a bunch of people can't even like find
it
themselves.
And source it.
Yeah, I like that stuff graded.
All right, so you're more into like the treasure hunting aspect of it and finding like the diamonds in the rough and sending them out. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's something I'd like to get into. Cash flow is a little bit of a problem right now, but that's once that gets rectified, I definitely like. I was talking to Ernie when he came on. I definitely would like some binders of E-Series. There's so many nice little local shows around us, and there's tons of E-Series stuff. And I just was always looking for stuff to grade, but it's so difficult to find stuff in the wild that people have been sitting on, or just everyone's grading stuff. Like most of the shows that I've been to this year, like when you see them, it's just like they say, like, don't even look to grade any of this. So at least, and I said to the one guy, I was like, at least you're putting it out there and you're not having people to scan through this for 15 minutes trying to find something they're not going to find.
Yeah. I mean, it's always good to be honest as a seller.
Yeah.
And it's good to ask the sellers too, just be straight up. But Most likely, like if they're selling slabs along
Oh
with
yeah,
raw, it's probably mostly optimized already. But you can always find gems, but it takes like way more work and time
yeah.
that maybe at the end of the day isn't worth that time, even after you grade it a 10.
Like,
So
yeah. We got Quilly in here. What's going on, Quilly? We got iFOMO. What's going on, FOMO? Only if it's unlimited, Nesto. Oh, okay. I gotcha. We got Basic Trainer in here. What's going on, Basic?
what up, Basic?
It's like a Diddy party. Yeah, man, dude. People are getting put in jail. FBI's knocking fucking doors down, dude. It's wild. Like, what's happening to the world, man? Diddy's even like, you figure like you're P. Diddy. Like, what are you doing? Like, why? Why? You're living the best life ever. You got to do the weird shit.
He
Go
loves
get
the
it.
power. He loves it.
Loves
it.
Everyone loves the power in that fucking position. It's just so weird. Giovanni's Pikachu, hard pass. What's going on, Giovanni's Pikachu?
It's okay. It's not for everyone. You can hard pass.
Oh man, I need a new mouse. I'm gonna buy one tomorrow. I'm okay with this information being public. Oh, Ernie, man. Well, maybe one day I'll find myself in that basement. I don't know. We'll see. Blood is drawn. I'm down, Chicago. Oh man, this is great. How much to unlist this video, Bierski? Give me your spiciest, hottest PSA 10 E-Series card, and I'll take it down right now. We'll stop stream right now.
Well, he's not going to do that. So
there you go. So it's staying up.
Safe. Yep.
It's staying up. I spent more on therapists since my initiation than in the hobby. That's great. All right. So we're talking about buying and vending and stuff. What collecticons are you trying to hit up this year? Have you been to any this year so far? What are your thoughts on them?
Yeah, I haven't vended at any so far, but I did drive up to Dallas. That was a lot of fun. Sold some stuff to some vendors, said hi to Thrift, Dan, Old School, a bunch of people.
Nice.
We all went out to dinner, and then I before we left, I ended up taking several people to Terry Black's. So that I mean, I love Terry Black's. Dan was kind of shitting on it, but
that's a barbecue
definitely
joint,
one
right?
of my favorite. Yeah. So like I really like their brisket and sausage, super good.
Okay.
It's not the best in Texas. Like, I mean, it is a chain
right? Yeah.
somewhat. Like it's
Local
like one of those
chain?
chains that's like is started from one, and they just kind of have one in every big city now, more recently. So
okay.
Yeah, so yeah, Dallas was a lot of fun, and then I'm confirmed for Orlando. I'm vending there. And then I'm confirmed for Chicago. Not sure if I'm vending because every time I go to Chicago, I really want to enjoy the city as much as possible. But I will probably be vending that one, and maybe staying a week up there too.
Nice.
I lived in Chicago for 3 years, so I have some friends up there. So,
so you've been around quite a bit.
Yep. I've lived in Chicago for 3 years, Portland, Oregon for 3 years, and I lived in Miami for a year, and then now I'm back in Texas. So,
favorite spot?
Hate to admit it, but Miami, you really can't beat the weather there. The high in the winter is like 75, and the high in the summer is like 88. So you're just getting
shed a tear.
10-degree weather fluctuations is the worst it gets year round. So I'm not sure anywhere in the U.S. can beat that, but Chicago is a very close second, just because of like the people and it's unlimited things to do there. Like just like I spent time at the first arcade bar I'd ever seen, but it was actually not arcades, but like it was like a PC gaming bar. So like they had drinks and food and everything at like an actual bar, and then the rest of the warehouse was just tables upon tables of like the highest end gaming PCs, and like you could sit down with all your friends at each table, and it all be like on a LAN, like everyone could play. And they had literally every game. Like they had like some sort of business Steam pass where you could play literally any game you wanted to. You could hop on Counter-Strike or Dota or League of Legends or Minecraft. Like it was just one of the craziest things. So that's just like one thing in Chicago you can do. And there's, they obviously have access to every single kind of sport. There's tons of social leagues. So Chicago's a great place to be when you're young.
Okay.
So
I've
highly
never been.
recommend.
I'm excited to go there for the Collecticon this year. I'm going there. Orlando. So we'll see you down there in Orlando. I'm very excited about that. And Edison, New Jersey. That's home turf. So
I do want to maybe go there. That's when I'm like, that's the last one in the list where I'm like really deciding if I want to vend at, because I think it's going to be super slept on by vendors because it's a new location. But if you look at the demographics and within a 50-mile radius, you're hitting New York City, you're hitting, the most populous areas of New Jersey. It's right off the
Philly.
Turnpike. Yeah, Philly. It's
DC's 3 hours away. Boston's 5 hours away.
And I'm sure everyone that goes to Collecticons are familiar with it. If they're in that general area, they're going to go. So I think that's definitely the sleeper for this year, because people don't really know Edison unless you're, living by there. It's not like a super known capital city or anywhere like a Denver or, one of these, LA or,
So
Orlando.
I think New Jersey, it would have been tough for them. So I work out towards near the city. And to think of a Jersey City might be one, but there's no big convention centers in these cities like that.
Right.
And they're gonna be a little rough in spots. It's not like a Charlotte. Like, I felt great walking around Charlotte. It was awesome. But so Edison, like I said, it's huge. Now Orlando just dropped 950 tables. I think you're going to see more in Edison. I think it's going to be a vendor's like wet dream at Edison, because the space is huge. I've been there before. I know it sucks having to drive 15 minutes to get to the venue, but New Brunswick's the home of Rutgers University. Like, there's tons of stuff to do there. So that'll be fun. But I do think the opportunities for buying and vending in New Jersey are going to be freaking solid. And I do think people are sleeping on it just because of the hotel situation. But I mean, I'm getting an Airbnb down in Orlando, and it's going to take me 15 minutes to Uber to get to where I want to get to. So really, 15 minutes isn't that bad. I'm going to drive 40 minutes or almost an hour to get to Edison. But you know what I mean? It's all relative. So I think the buying opportunities and selling opportunities, it's untapped market for a lot of the local sellers are going to come out, because there's a big local scene in Jersey. It's pretty big. There's a ton of shows around here. So I don't know if Spat watches. Spat's he does a lot of the Woodbridge show. So he's always selling. He's doing well. He's doing well for himself. The small shows, very small, but 70 tables. But
there's just so many people living in that area that if they have any type of marketing reach, it can draw in, just a ridiculous amount of people compared to, if you have an Austin card show or a Seattle card show, big cities. But all you have to do is, research how many people live within a 10-mile radius of Edison, New Jersey, and the number will blow your mind away. So
New Jersey's the most densely populated state in the country. It's packed. We're fucking packed in like sardines. And again, I can name Jersey City, Hoboken, Bayonne, Newark. These are massive cities within New Jersey, all in that metropolitan area. It's huge. It really is mind blowing how many people are packed in the one area. And you can look on Facebook, the marketplace. There's Pokemon stuff all over the place around here. So, and sports cards. Sports cards are huge around here too. There's big sports card contingent. So, I don't know.
I think Chicago is an awesome choice too. End of October could be a little hairy. Who knows with all the weather changes we've been experiencing. We could have a blizzard, or it could be perfect and sunny in Chicago. So, hoping for the latter. But also, Fat Belly asked what the plan is for Chicago. I think there's a lot of people that are staying in Rosemont, but Rosemont, the way Chicago works, it's you don't need a car. I didn't have a car the entire time I lived in Chicago for multiple reasons. Insurance there is insane. Parking spots are $200 a month, et cetera, et cetera. But they have a crazy good public transportation system. So basically, you can stay in Chicago and then like right by the train station, hop on and you can be at Rosemont in, 10 to 30 minutes, depending on where you're at. So
Really?
yeah. And Rosemont's right by O'Hare
Okay.
also. So I don't know what the convention's hotel or sponsor hotel is going to be, but I'm guessing it's going to be an O'Hare airport, or maybe there's probably hotels all by the convention center too. But my plan is to find an Airbnb, probably in the Logan Square to Magnificent Mile. I'm sure Mag Mile is going to be stupid expensive and not worth it, but definitely somewhere in like the inner city suburbs where you can kind of be in the city and then you can just hop on the train out to Rosemont, get to the convention center super easy. And then once convention's over, I'm guessing people are going to be staying and trying to do stuff in Rosemont, but I'm not about that life. I'm trying to go into Chicago and have a good time.
So I've never been to Chicago before. Definitely really excited to go to Chicago. Trying to get my wife to come out with me to Chicago. She'll be at the Jersey one. But I don't think she's been to Chicago either. It's just, something that I've not done. I like big cities. Like I like going in and seeing them. Like I love walking around Boston, New York, not so much, but it's close. So I'll take my kid to Broadway a lot. We're actually going to see Hamilton for her birthday. She's pumped up about that. Just turned 13. So she's jazzed up. But yeah, Chicago is going to be a great time. Walrus is trying to get me to get out there on like a Tuesday. So I got to see what strings I can pull with work and stuff, but I'd like to go out there and just enjoy the city for a couple of days before, like I'm doing that in Orlando. I'm flying down Wednesday morning, seeing my mother, gonna go do some stuff with her. And then, Thursday, start seeing the homies come in and whatnot. Ponga's flying in. We're actually sharing an Airbnb. Yeah, it's nice. Got great deal, dude. Like Airbnb, I feel like is still so slept on with the deals and stuff that you can get on them. So, for Collecticons, definitely, especially if you can get a couple people doing it, like it just makes so much sense.
Yeah, definitely. It's way better than the hotel rates.
Oh man, Fat Belly, top 16 Tropical Beach. Good for you, dude. That's awesome. Most cash I put on a card. Nice. It's an exciting day. What year? Oh, 2011. We got Manny in here. What's going on, Manny?
What up, Manny? Good to see you.
All right, Fat Belly, 2011, top 16, Tropical Beach, man. That's awesome. Good for you, dude. Grail card for you, Fat Belly. We got Professor Birch in here. What's going on, dude? Sup, D-Gens? A few creases. Question for guest Jake Smith. How do you sleep at night?
Well, I usually take a Benadryl. The allergies are bad here in Austin, so and then not a pillow that's too fat or too thin, kind of right in the middle for me. And then of course, a Tempur-Pedic type mattress. No spring for me. I'm too heavy for spring.
Are you a Sleep Number guy?
Back. I do like Sleep Number, but that's a little much for me right now. Yeah. I can do good with a nice foam mattress.
Yeah, no springs for me either. Too shit hurts. I love the foam. Next mattress I buy though, I'm gonna do myself due diligence and actually like really shop around, because the last one we got, I just kind of went for it, and it's not the best mattress in the world, but it gets the job done. What's the space? Oh, Jake Smith, that's you. Let's see. Question for Jake Smith. What is your opinion on auto authenticity being left to the collector experts? Should their opinion on authenticity matter more than PSA?
I don't really know what this means. Like them just like commenting on the authenticity. I mean, I honestly like I would go to people that collect autos for information on autos over anyone that's currently working at PSA, even though PSA at the end of the day decides what's authentic and what's not. But yeah, they've been definitely super lacking on that area recently. So
you think they'll start doing the auto grades again, or
I mean, if they want to compete, and I'm sure they do, so I'm sure they'll get it together. Whether or not people will get their refunds back for getting their cards held up and not graded and charged for anyways, who knows? But
Yeah, Ernie, I know his has been held up for a little while. Yeah, I mean, that'd really be shitty if they didn't pay the people their money back. Like, we can't grade it. We stopped doing this after you send it in. Like, that's pretty crappy. I should change your mind. Oh, we got Peak That June here. Well. If it isn't the mighty Jake. What's going on, Peak? Happy to see you in here.
P5O
Bringing the childhood binder to the next therapy session.
Yeah, that'll help.
Oh, Pokey Chef. Has to be Miami. It's Miami every time. I miss home. Well, that was the story. I think that was the most wild story I ever heard on this podcast, was him talking about the homeless people cooking in the back with cocaine and shit. Like, it was a fucking insane story. So yeah, I'm sure you miss home. That's fucking Miami for you, I guess. And I've never been to Miami. I lived in Florida for 6 months. I went to Hialeah, which is right north of it, I think, or west of it. It's right around there, but I've never actually been to Miami proper.
Well, according to Nesto, anything Fort Lauderdale all the way down to Homestead is Miami. So
okay, so just the whole thing is Miami.
Yeah. So according to Nesto rules, you went to Miami.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Miami is great, but I prefer to card shop in Kentucky. Yeah, where is Mr. Where is he?
Mason at? He told me he would come troll me in chat. What the hell?
When is Jake becoming a full-time plushie seller? Yeah, so you mentioned that the other day on the podcast you guys are on. Oh man, he's got the Wiglet. I love him.
This shit is so rare and valuable. You have no idea.
Are you being serious?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say. I was like, what am I missing here? I love how you have the Diglett and the Wiglet tree. That's fucking great.
Yeah, these are my new friends since I don't have any in Austin.
Green Shiz is so happy. Well, Ernie, maybe you should fly out to Austin and say hi to your boy.
No, Ernie doesn't leave home.
No.
He just sits at home and watches skate videos and looks at his cardboard all day.
Kentucky, yikes. Jake's in Texas. What says you? I think Austin, right?
Yep.
How long ago did you move back there?
A little over a month ago.
A little over a month. How was the move? Yeah. Easy?
It was easy. Moving's expensive, but
yeah,
I drove all the way here in a minivan with all my stuff in it, so it was chill.
Yeah, right on.
It said a 20-hour drive, but I made it in 15. So
no, that's fast, man. Where'd you make the time up? In Texas? I'm sure there's.
I think just with like how heavy my foot is, that was the main. That was the main thing. I had to pull over and sleep for an hour though, because I was getting a little antsy and sleep deprived at hour 11. But
yeah, that's when you hit your third wind.
Yep, exactly.
Yep. Will Jake Smith go to bottomless mimosa brunch with me in Chicago?
That's my favorite pastime. That's what we're gonna do. Yep. Hopefully, we got to figure out when to plan that, because there's a lot of good places for it.
So is that like a big thing in Chicago? Bottomless mimosas?
Yeah, drinking in general is pretty big.
That's awesome. I love it. Cheers. I'm a big fan of that.
Basics from there. He said he grew up in Logan Square, which is pretty sick. I lived there for a year. But yeah, I think Basics still enjoys a Modelo or two, so that's his Chicago past showing up in full force.
Hey, Modelo's not bad. Well, he mentioned video games. It's time for a tier list. What games are you into now? What systems you playing? Are you PC gamer? You got a system, or you just kind of?
I'm just all PC, but my choices are pretty mid. I was playing World of Warcraft for a little bit, but then my friends who were playing it are too serious, and I was too busy and I couldn't keep up, so I just kind of left that. But I like games like League of Legends, Dota, Heroes of the Storm. I could talk some WoW with you. Tower defense games, yeah. Yeah. I could get deep into WoW. It'd be. I think everyone watching would definitely leave. Later on for sure.
I mythic rated for a little while, 2017.
Ooh, lordy, yeah.
Yeah, Legion.
Yep.
That Antorus was just. I spent so much time in that silly place. Like, but I had said, like, I love the mythic rating so much fun. Like, it's just a whole nother crazy, and I was terrible at it. Like, I was not the best, but I had a great time doing it. It was like, it was nice. I would say the people, Pokemon people are way cooler than WoW people, because WoW people take that shit way too seriously. Like you said, like you can get a group of friends and it's, well,
there's arguments to be made. There's definitely people in Pokemon that take it way too seriously.
See, I haven't met many of them yet, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, once you start selling some more, there's definitely some people that will blow your mind a little bit with the things they say.
Oh, really?
But,
well, that's unfortunate.
Ernie said, "Please stop with the WoW talk."
Oh, dude. So what did you run, man? Like, what was your character?
I did a lot of classic WoW when they relaunched it. So
okay.
I mainly play like DPS type characters, but our guild was pretty bad, so I had to carry on Shaman Healer and Priest Healer. So
okay, I played Ret Pally. That was my guy. I liked them.
Nice.
I don't know, Blood Elf Ret Pally. It was awesome. Really had a great time. Like, yeah, dude, like so fun. Like that Arcane Torrent, just getting that extra Judgment cast is like so cool. Dude, big fan of WoW, man. Just rare mount hunting and all that stuff. Like I think my first one was Nether Drake. It was an Onyx Nether Drake from Burning Crusade, and like doing that took so long to get that. So
yeah, I was never able to put in the time enough for those mount hunting.
It's crazy.
It's like bashing your head against a wall.
Oh yeah,
like fishing for the turtle mount. Like
you just stare at the screen for hours.
It's like RuneScape level shit. Just kill me.
I played a lot of RuneScape too when I was younger, but nothing. I tried getting back into it. I know there's some people in the Pokenomics Discord that are really into it. Dan being one of them. And I just couldn't get. I don't know. I just couldn't.
Well, the graphics suck. Like,
the graphics aren't good, and I'd rather just play. Like, if I'm gonna, I guess, waste my time playing a game like that, I'll just play WoW. But
yeah, exactly. It's just a better version.
I don't have time to play WoW anymore, man. That's the ultimate FOMO game. Like
it becomes a job that you have to pay them to play. Yeah, like it's
$15 a month. EV. Yeah, and if you aren't on like your weekly keys and doing all that stuff, like you're not getting the gear you need to even get into the raid. So it's wild, like the amount of time you actually have to put into it. So lesson here is don't start playing WoW.
Yeah, Ernie said my favorite character was the pussy one that shoots arrows from the back. So I mean, I do like Hunter and other things like that. I mean,
the pussy one that like shooting arrows from.
Who doesn't like
throwing traps down and shit? So you were a marksman hunter?
Yeah, I mean, I was anything that they couldn't touch me and I could kill them really quickly. So I like characters like that.
Yeah,
brain dead characters.
I rolled the Warlock for a while. They're fun. Warlocks are dude. It's just like fucking pressing buttons and shit lights on fire, and it's cool.
Oh yeah.
Basic training's out there. What city? Oh yeah, we already said that. Austin.
Yeah.
For Chicago, are the boys staying downtown or a hotel by the convention?
Oh yeah, I answered this one.
Yeah. Magnificent Mile in Chicago is the place to stay. So much good food in Austin.
Oh yeah.
Traveling is cool, but I prefer to stay home and look at cardboard.
Yep.
I drive a week for you, Beerski. What's up, Professor Oak? How are you? Thank you, dude. I don't know if you're going to be at Orlando, but I would love to see you down there. So if you are there, Oak, let me know. Definitely like to meet up with you and say hi. We got Benji the Man. Benji the Man. All the MA people who vend here are making their way to Edison and not just vendors. Yeah, dude. Definitely
big.
It's going to be big. I really want to know.
Huge.
What their I really want to know like what the table size, like how many tables they're going to have there. I'm very interested in knowing that number, because I guess 950 was the most they've had so far. So 950 tables. I think Edison could do it in Kansas City or Edison. Kansas City still has in the Collecticon sheets. It's just a tumbleweed still. No one's written in there. It's the most funny thing.
I only heard bad things about the last time people went to Kansas City.
I think old school Pokemon's going there. I think he's going there to vend. So I don't know. He might be the only person. bet basic I'll be in the city rather than Rosemont, but the convention hotel might be the spot to hang.
I will not be at the convention hotel. That sounds like hell. I've done a lot of trade nights there. I mean, it's fun if there's a bunch of people there drinking, but that's like for places like Kansas City and, you know, places where you can't, there's like not fun things to do other than, I mean, obviously like people who go there, they just want to, they go through 10-hour days of buying and selling and talking about cards. And then after that day's over, they're ready to go to the bar and talk more about cards. I'm ready to pass out and do something else by that point. I'm usually cards, just completely out of it. By the time the thing's over. So definitely trying to go find some cool places in Chicago to hang. Rather than the Rosemont Hotel.
Yeah, I definitely want to. It doesn't make sense. There's a huge city there. Like, why wouldn't you see that? Like, that's why I liked Charlotte, walking around Charlotte so much. There's just like a new place to go into every day. Check out something fresh. Spicy Boys TV. We still got Ernie on here. Oh, this is a travel steam. My bad. I was here for cards.
The man who's never left Miami. Big old
yawning and going to sleep. Well, we're going to see him in Orlando. So he's going to be out of the Miami territory for a little bit.
I play the reverse yawn card. If Orlando's the coolest place he's ever been. Yawn.
Logan Square's legit. Respect for Jake. Just leveled up. Oh, we got Retro Specs in here. What's going on, Retro? How come no one told me this was happening?
So I checked my Instagram story, bro. I was letting everyone know.
So I guess what I should start doing is putting them out there a little bit sooner than I do. I normally do it the morning of or the night before, like showing that it's going to happen. But I've done it like a week out before, and then people were like, "Well, I thought it was happening today," and it's like, "No, it's like a week out." So it's kind of hard. I'm not giving like no notice like PK, but I'm not giving a ton of notice. Like I think Wonder gives quite a bit of notice. He's actually live right now too, I think, with Weedle's Warehouse, which is awesome. So thank you for being here, Retro. I appreciate it. Cheval's question for Jake Smith. If you were in a post-apocalyptic world, and which 3 people you met from the hobby would you pick to team up with to increase chances of survival?
God, that one would probably take some thought. Honestly, people, I would want people that I would actually hang out with in real life so we could not end up killing each other.
That's not a bad move. It's not the zombies that'll get you. It's the people.
Exactly. Damn, I got to go with Ernie. I feel like he'd be pretty mean with a knife. Who knows what kind of weapons we'll have, you know?
He won't leave Miami, so he'll be eaten up pretty quick. Like, that's it.
That's true. Yeah. Okay, so Ernie's dead. I know Retro's available because he's in the middle of nowhere.
Perfect. You just got to get to him.
Yeah, hopefully he's got some guns. I feel like guns are going to be pretty... Anyone who can shoot... For some reason, Nostalgianomics comes to mind, but I'm not sure we could live in the same cave. But I would want his like craziness if like zombies started coming at us. I feel like he'd go like crazy with a weed whacker or something.
With a weed whacker.
Yeah, he'd do something crazy.
What was that game on the Xbox? Oh man, where you use shit like that. You're killing zombies, weed whackers, and I can't remember it now. What a freaking great game that was.
Yeah,
though.
I can't remember the name of that one. I know which one you're talking about though.
Yeah, awesome game.
Oh man, I feel like everyone in the hobby would just get eaten, including myself. Dark question, Chevals. Why are you bringing that up, dude? We're all dead, bro, in this scenario.
Yeah,
I have
right?
no one left to choose from. My dog.
Have you seen The Walking Dead? Everyone just dies. It's no fun.
Exactly. Yeah.
Basic trainer, group Logan Swear, Retro. Retro, you need to return the disc. Get out of here. You need to return to disc. Get out of your hole. Chevals, I take 3 women in the hobby.
Hell yeah. We all know what 3 those are for sure.
Laugh my ass off. Hit that thumbs down for Airbnb travel talk. Thank you, Ernie. Hit that thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that. I'll throw that little in there. Let's see. Definitely not staying in Rosemont. More of a city slicker. Retrospects, I'm a gremlin. A dull pineapple gremlin. Spicy. Oh, there are that many with a basement. SGR 7th. Thanks for being here. I wish I knew about the B&B when I went down south. Hotels, an easy way to lose a quick $5,000. $5,000.
Damn, did you
Where
have
were
like
you staying, dude? Like the high roller suite? Like what?
yeah, like the Miracle Pool, like hot tub that like overlooks the city, or
Oh, you could swim up to the edge.
yeah,
That's all.
exactly,
Yeah,
yeah,
that would
yeah.
one day. One day that'll happen.
Your bathroom has the glass window that looks over the city, so you can take the best leaks of your life. Yeah, that's I mean
Built-in
$5,000.
bidet for sure.
Gotta be,
$5,000 though, man.
unless
It's a
you're like paying for a bunch of your family to stay. That would definitely eat up all the hotel. But
when are we throwing a Pokey Homie Texas party?
come through, dude. Rock and I are like Rock Pokemon and I have been hitting all the card shops in Austin. So
that's awesome.
Reach out to me at Minty Mountain on Instagram. We're pretty active. So I think we're going down to San Antonio also for a card show. When was it? I think it's like April 20th.
So there's
something like that.
There's quite a few card shows in Texas then. I know there's quite a few people in the hobby from Texas too. I feel like New Jersey, Florida, and Texas and Chicago have a ton of people in them.
Yeah, it's definitely growing a lot. Austin's just a different place than when I moved from it. So
I know
it's definitely growing.
Chef said the food is good there. Is there anything specific that like you need to have when you go to Austin?
Oh, that's a very hard question. I mean, there's just so many, I guess, local places that no one would know about. But there's a place called Shakes in Cedar Park that I love. It's like a frozen custard place.
Ooh.
Just the best shakes and concretes, malts you can get. And then shout out Round Rock Donuts. I grew up on those. Best donuts I've ever had, and I've very intently looked for donuts in Chicago, Portland, and Miami, anywhere I've been, and no one comes close to Round Rock Donuts. So if you're in Austin, got to get some of those.
Right on. Just script question and block walrus, dude. Chef Nesto's right. That's his entire PC right there. The whole panhandle is Miami. Don't at me.
Yeah, Ernie, for like, I didn't know I was going to be moving to Miami, but like back when we had originally met, Ernie was always like, move to Miami, fool. Move to Miami, fool. It's lit here, dude. And then whenever I finally moved there, like literally in Miami, I found out he lives in Fort Lauderdale, which is like 45 minutes to an hour away.
So not even like Miami.
That's just a joke we have. So he says,
dude, that was a great Ernie impersonation.
Yeah, I do my best. I've listened to a lot of Ernie. So
oh man, that was great. So Fort Lauderdale. So that's where he lives, actually in Fort Lauderdale, but not Miami. Yeah. And you lived in Miami proper. That's good.
Yeah, like my address has said Miami.
Miami.
Ernie's does not, even though he says it does. So
yes, Miami by proximity. Very good.
Yeah, long stretch of proximity. Really stretching the word proximity there to fit his definition.
Are we auctioning Bear Walker?
No.
Is that Pikachu you have on Instagram?
I had one on Instagram, the Yokohama one, but it sold. But Bear Walker's been doing these limited. I mean, there's plenty available here. I'll pump retro stock of Bear Walker, but he's been doing some really cool skateboards. Bear Walker's like a custom, basically like longboard type material, but skateboard size, where he does these custom artworks and works with Pokémon Center. He was doing MetaZoo until that whole thing fell apart. And he does a bunch of other like personal ones that like it's just Bear Walker exclusive. So he's like an artist that does that. So, but the Pokemon ones, they come now with numbered cards in them.
Numbered cards, yeah.
Yeah, so Retro's been getting into that. If you want those, go buy them from Retro, because if they're out of stock on Pokemon Center, he probably has one.
They went pretty quick. They didn't last that long. The last
they've been gaining popularity, so
yeah,
potential play maybe. But PSA does grade the cards. They do say out of 750, or for the Yokohama one, it was out of 500. But yeah, it's a pretty cool niche thing that I just say, well, you wouldn't auction them, because the people that do know about them would probably try to get them for the lowest price possible. Then there's just a whole bunch of people that aren't interested or don't know about them. So you definitely want to sit those on buy it now listings.
Buy it now, or bring it to your local Collecticon.
Yep. Have something different.
Okay. Let's see. Oh man, Jake Smith is heavy on Benadryl and dust, so excuse his behavior tonight, folks.
He is not wrong. I am on the meds.
Oh man, Benadryl. So allergies, man, they're gonna start really kicking. It's happening.
They're wrecking me today.
My cherry
faucet.
Yeah, my cherry blossoms in my yard just popped today. Just started popping. First couple ones. It's nice, man. I'm so happy spring has happened. This winter, while not very snowy up here, has been just windy and cold, dude. It's been brutal. I work outside, so like 3 weeks ago we were freezing our asses off still, and it was 80 degrees yesterday. So the temperature flux, but it's just nice sitting outside and having a warm breeze again.
Right.
Estrella, if it's an option. I don't know what that is in. Quilly. What class does Jake play? Oh, this is the World of Warcraft stuff.
We're way behind in the comments.
Apparently, yeah. I'm sorry. Well, that's good, man. I love all the comments.
No, yeah, exactly.
That's good. Comments are great. Who's got a PSA 9 Bear Walker Pika? Please stop.
Probably Kai.
PSA 9 for value. This card has a flaw. Take it. Oh, we got Thrifty TCG in here. What's going on, Thrifty? Thanks for stopping by. They're all 10s basic conditional rarity. Sounds like Japanese.
Hey, they're not all 10s.
His favorite character was the pussy one that shoots arrow from the back. Yes, that's where we are. Grilly was actually my WoW Tunes name. Played beat, of course. What was mine? I think I was just the Big Beerski on there for a long time, just running around, dude. Legion had the cool stuff where you could transmog your like sword to Ashbringer, so I was just rolling around with Ashbringer, which is awesome. People don't know what the hell I'm talking about right now, but also Cataclysm Classics coming out soon. So they just keep pumping that too. I love how it was just going to be WoW Classic, and then it went to Burning Crusade, and then it went to, what was it? Not Ice Crown Citadel. What the hell is that? Wrath of the Lich King. And now they're doing Cataclysm, just like re-releasing everything again. It's insane.
Yeah, it's just like Celebrations and Classic Collection, and all the companies are doing it now. Just reprint the greats, and people will eat them up.
Freaking buy. I mean, like I was talking with Ponga. I think I've bought the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time like 20 times on different systems and stuff, just because it gets re-released everywhere. Fat Belly. People who need a card perfect senator can't have a white dot and pay 5 times more. Yeah. People like big numbers.
OCD, baby.
There's still a Pokenomics Discord, yawn. There is. I'd rather get locked up in spicy basement with my safe word Pete Palkia than play a minute of WoW. Are you sure though, Ernie? I think you might like it. I don't know.
Yeah, minute's pretty quick. I don't know how long you're going to be locked up in that basement.
Yeah.
No one's saying Palkia either. No one knows what that Pokemon is, so you're probably screwed there.
Origin form, like what kind are we talking about here? What are we doing? Yeah. You ready, Ernie? WoW was lit. Yes, Retro. WoW was lit. I know they have a hi Retro. Oh man, dude, this fucking mouse is killing me tonight. This thing is so old and it's just not working. Hi, Beer O'Clock. No beer. Explain. Thanks. Cheers. Finish this one.
Yeah, I was gonna do the beer thing, but that would kill me right now because I'm on a lot of different cold medications. I would really go off the rails.
Robo tripping and stuff on stream would be interesting content for sure.
Yeah.
No, we got the beer, Retro.
Modelo.
Chef
what up,
Keen? Yeah. I'm just here for Jake. What's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. Yawns City. I'm going to Kansas chill. So I'm assuming you're going with old school, which is good. You guys can vend. I know Walrus is his like online eBay person, so that's awesome. For just like his regular store, happy for him. Palkia. Everyone talks about cards. Super facts, Jakes might not even to the convention, to be honest.
Yeah, that's how you get your most worth if you're going to Chicago. Just skip the convention entirely and enjoy the city.
And just enjoy the city.
Yep.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'll go. If I go just to walk around in Chicago, I'll probably go for like Saturday just to walk around the convention center that day. And then I think I'm going to stay till Monday. I might go from Wednesday to Monday or Tuesday to Monday and just take a whole week off. I prefer talking about aliens. We know this, Ernie.
Aliens. Are they real?
Are they real? That guy's hair. Aliens. What if the whole market cap of Evolutions moved to unlimited?
Unlimited web series. Well, unlimited web series would be fucked. And we wouldn't be afford any cards. So, yeah. Yeah, it still like boggles my mind that people pay for the Charizard Hollow in 10 for what they do. I think they pay like $1,200 to $2,000 or something for like a $20 card and a 10.
Oh, for the Evolutions Charizard?
Yeah, just because none of them are true 10s. It's just you got to catch a greater sleeping that gives you a 10 and, you 30x your money. It's
crazy. The shit that happens in this hobby, some of the stuff is still so insane. I love how you just got Wiglet hanging on your face there.
He's my pal.
He's your buddy. He's keeping you safe.
Yeah, he keeps me grounded. So,
yeah, Skater, I'd be very upset. Bet Nessie about to go live. I'll shoot you the invite. Make that good thumbnail for our alien podcast. Yeah, you guys have been talking about this so-called alien podcast. I'm waiting for it to happen. I know Peak wants in on it. You can maybe get a little Terry Lake action in there. He was really wanting to talk a lot about that stuff. So who knows? Damn, Wonder and PK are live. Yeah, dude. It's what a night to actually go live. I know why PK's live, the whole PSA stuff. What are your thoughts on the PSA stuff, man? I woke up to not woke up. I went to work, and when I popped my phone up, there was like 200 something messages, and Oak was losing his mind. So,
I mean, it just makes sense. I mean, it's just we're in the world of the algorithm taking over and all the monopolies being completely ignored by the United States government because they're getting paid so much to ignore them. So we're just seeing companies get bigger and bigger through acquisition. They bought SGC. They're going to keep it separate because, just
it looks better optics.
Yeah, optically, it looks like there's competition, and then they're just working with eBay, and it's just all becoming one massive thing. Eventually we're just going to be able to, scan our cards and they'll be listed automatically. And it's just going to get crazier and crazier. So it didn't surprise me at all. Other than like the fees for low value cards being more than what eBay fees are right now.
What was it, like 22% or something like that, right? Some crazy.
I saw like 16%. So it's like 3% more for cards that are under 100. So that could get a little crazy, but maybe they're just trying to lower the amount of low value cards that come through. So
what do you think this does to CGC and Beckett? You think?
I mean, I honestly am just like super over both of those companies for multiple reasons. CGC, I was doing the play. I was using them because they were the fastest and the cheapest for a certain amount of time, and then certain mystery bag companies got involved with massive deals, and they were making sure that order got out before all the little guys. So I had a
Omega.
A sub of Modern stuck at CGC for like 3 months, and then everything was like worthless when it came back. I mean, that's what I get for, playing that game of rushing to first to market, but it definitely made me not use them anymore. And then Beckett, I've tried multiple times. I think I've gotten 4 black labels out of 80 cards sent and so many 9.5s that it makes me fall asleep. And a lot of the grading was just ridiculous because I was only sending in my best stuff, like for sure PSA 10s. I was even measuring, the borders on a lot of them, and multiple cards where I measured the borders and they were perfect, came back centering 9 and a bunch of, so it's just way too random for me. Whereas like PSA and CGC are random too in a way, but it's not as brutal when they misgrade your cards, if that makes sense. Like it's just not like as obvious, like seeing on the subgrades, oh, centering 9, but it's literally perfect. And my only option to get this card properly graded is to send it back to them for way more money than any profit I'll ever get out of it ever again. So you're just left with a misgraded card in a slab that you can hardly move because it's a 9.5 or a 9. So
they just changed their pricing today too, or yesterday, just recently. Now it's like $15 base, but like if you grade a 10, like a black label, they upcharge you to $3 because they put the subgrades on the card. Like, so it's crazy. I don't know. Like, how do you do that? Like, that should just be free. Like, we gave you this awesome grade. Congratulations.
They're basically just doing the same thing as PSA upcharging. Is like if you get a 10 of a card or a 9 of a card that's worth way more than the tier you subbed in, they're going to upcharge you. Yeah. Like, I guess it's the same thing as Beckett. They're just making more money off of their secondary market value. That's all they're doing, is taking advantage of that. Because if you're tinning something or black labeling something, you're completely fine to take the extra $3 hit. Whereas they're just going to be making tons of $3 bills nonstop on that. So who knows if they're going to be forced to or will start grading easier because of that, especially when, it's time for the stakeholders to take a look at the balance sheet. You never know what's going on the inside of smaller companies that is never made known to the public. So that's my conspiracy take of the day. Easier grading at Beckett because they're charging more. Who knows? Test it out. I'm not testing it out. I'm all set.
No, I've never sent anything to Beckett. I'd have to really, really want to. I'll send stuff to CGC to get a pristine label still. I feel like those are at least attainable. I know you can get black labels, but I don't feel like spending $18 to get a 9.5. Like, I really don't.
Right there with you.
Yeah, like that's
especially when it's like 2 10 subgrades and 2 9.5 subgrades, and you're just like, oh god,
thanks.
This is the worst.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this card is worth the same amount as, a 9 subgrade and 3 9.5 subgrades, but I have 2 10 but no one cares because it says 9.5 on the label.
Yep.
All set. Down with Beckett. Down with Beckett.
Oh shit. Walrus would pick you. Thinks you would taste good if all else failed.
Oh, that's kind. I'm sure I do. If Pokey Chef put me on the spit, I'm sure I'd come out all right.
I just watched what the hell movie? This Is the End. When Danny McBride at the end has Channing Tatum and he eats James Franco's face. This is some crazy shit, huh? Like, it's awesome. Like, so there you go. So that's Walrus. We'll be eating people in Chicago. That's great.
And I'll be his little gimp on a leash. On a leash around like a pet. Yeah.
Hey, Daddy. It's hysterical. Oh man, that's a funny. So I guess I heard the story about how they got him. It was like a joke. Seth Rogen called him as a joke, like have him come on to do that part, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll do that." And he flew out the next day. It's like awesome.
Yeah, it made the movie. Cool. It was hilarious.
I know how to sail, fool. I think I got more ammo than cards. Jesus, Fat Belly. Well, we're coming to you, bud. Little Arsenal. Nah, it's Texas stay. We losing viewers. Talk about more cards. No, we lost viewers when you said that Wonder and PK were on live too.
The pillars are on.
Yeah, right. So I looked as soon as I said that to you. Once I read it, I watched our viewers drop 4. So it's hysterical. So thanks, Ernie. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Ernie. Really, really helping out over there. Yawn, yawn, yawn.
Why should WotC be more valuable than Japanese low pops?
It shouldn't, because no WotC card is a real 10, except a super grail in the rough that, it's like the first off the line. You have to somehow find that one with the sharpest cutters and everything. It's like, yeah, WotC 10s are just hilarious to me. It's just when you grade it's like the Charizard Evolutions 10, or the recent one, the Paldea Evolved Magikarp AR, that's like 100 raw now because the PSA 10 is 600 because the 10 rate on it is like below 20%, and it's a popular card. So it's just everything connects in that way where it's like if there's a huge amount of demand and it's impossible to get a 10, the only 10 supply you can get are the ones from lazy PSA graders, or ones that they're just looking the other way and just trying to get through their job. It's just funny that's where the most money is made in English, is just PSA ignoring all the white dots and other manufacturing related issues with WotC cards.
Yeah, I mean the Scarlet Cloud sets have been shit too, like you said. Like,
oh yeah, just really bad.
Fucking bad. Like, it's really
super bad.
I think the only one I've graded a 10, because I haven't opened much to like send out to grade or like bought much. More Japanese. Like last year, I bought a bunch of those Magikarp ARs and sold a bunch of them in Japanese. But I love the card. The Gyarados in the top right corner is dope. Like, that whole card is cool, man. It gives something cool.
That artist Shinji Kanda is like, he's got to be like the most outstanding artist that's like come up in the modern times. Like, no one could even tell you who drew the Moonbryon. Everyone's just like obsessed with it having value, and this is like the hit of the best set, and it's like it's just all out there, where it's like this guy's like actually putting in crazy amounts of work. Like, the amount of time it takes to take on a piece of artwork like that is ridiculous. And I mean, he's done a bunch of common and uncommon cards that are just mind-blowing too. He did the AR of the Galarian Moltres, the one with the blue background, super sick. He did the Giratina Altart. Yeah, that one. There you go.
That's my favorite card. Like, modern.
One of his first
favorite
ones.
Modern cards. I love that style. I love how it looks like he's over Mount Fuji. Like, that's just such like a cool fucking card. I had just sold a pristine 10 of those. One of those. I really do love that card. I think that's my favorite modern. Like full art.
I think you can tell he's a good artist too, because everyone kind of has an opinion about the cards. They're not really talking about the artist as much as they are the cards. Like, I've never seen so many people talk about an artist in the way where, oh my God, like, this art that just came out that was his is my favorite I've ever seen. And then some people, talking about the Magikarp, Gyarados, AR, or whatever, being like, oh, this is the worst art ever. I can't believe people are paying for this, yada, yada. But like, when you get down to the nitty gritty and you count the line strokes and the amount of time he had to like put into like making up like which colors and things he goes into to create the depth of the photo of the picture, because he puts so much time into a bunch of abstract things, making up something that is whole. And I just like really like that type of art, because it really just shows, just the master level that some of these Pokemon artists are at and that he's at. Like, he really does have a really unique style, which I think is pretty hard to find in Pokemon these days.
Absolutely. There's definitely a lot of copying off of each other. While there's some crazy awesome arts, there's a lot of mid-tier stuff, but his art, and like, so I don't follow the artists as much. I know you and Ernie and Thrifty and the Spicy Boys pretty much all together, like, are big into the artists and, autos and stuff and, sketches and whatnot. So I didn't know that they were the same artist that drew both those cards. But now it makes sense to me, because there's some artists that, like, once Ernie pointed out like Nishida to me and I started looking and like it starts popping up, I'm like, oh man, like, I really do enjoy this person's art style. Like, it's just like very cool. Like, I like it. So I like this. I mean, this is a coaster because it's an 8.5, but I mean, it's just I love it. Like, the coloring is awesome in it. Like, it's just such a good fucking card.
There's definitely a lot of work and thought put behind all his art, and
Yeah.
I honestly think if you know the lore behind Giratina, where he basically like lives in the upside down of the Pokemon universe, like the Giratina alt art's like just a standout as one of the best
And that's his
cards
as well,
ever created.
correct?
Yeah,
I was gonna say it has a very similar aesthetic
but
to the
when it came out, though, it's the
Magikarp.
same thing as the Magikarp, where people were either like, "Oh my god, this is insane," or they're like, "Oh, this is the worst thing Pokemon's ever put out." Which is like, with all great works of art, like it has that like really diverse, take on it.
Walrus really like that Giratina art. I love that Giratina art too. It's just like it's a good art. Like I like busy arts when they're done well, and like that's busy, like because it just gives you like, and you said trying to find new stuff in the art is crazy. Like I like going around and finding Digletts and stuff now because I've been noticing like once they put one or two in, like you can find them in so many different art boxes now because they're just sticking Digletts with big eyes in fucking places. It's awesome. Like I love it. So I do agree with you there, like trying to find shit like that. But I might start getting into artists more. I don't know. Like
that's the only reason why I'm here. Like I grew up with the cards. Like I have like the best card in my childhood binder was a base set Venusaur. So like it's like I started and stopped in that time period and went completely into Yu-Gi-Oh because I just got older and that's what everyone was into. But what brought me back was just like looking at my binder, and like as a kid I had actually, like without knowing it, like, or maybe I did know it, I don't know, but I'd put all the Arita cards like all in one area, and like I just liked that, and that kind of brought me back into Pokemon and kind of just exploring through all the artists. And you just realize that, like, honestly, in 50 years I think like Pokemon artists are going to be some of the most renowned ones that people talk about, because all of their stuff is super outstanding and has had such an impact on all of us without us even realizing. Like, everyone's saying that they're not into the art when they're collecting Pokemon, and it's like, oh, I just collect Charmander, I just collect that. Like, if you were just collecting Charmander, you would just have the base set Charmander and just stack it forever, because that's what collecting Charmander would be. But people are going through and they're collecting every art of Charmander. So that's the whole point of us being here, is why the cards look the way they look. If they had red borders like Metazoo and no one liked them, no one would care, and this would all be worthless. But the artists have put through like so much hard work and time and effort to create literal like little masterpieces on every single card, and it's really fun to find your favorite. There's certain artists that come in and out of the history, like Masago was really big in E series and Neo, and then after that he hasn't had any more cards, but he has like the super realistic Blastoise from Expedition and the Houndoom from Skyridge and just the Ho-Oh from Neo, and the original Moonbryon from Neo Discovery. That was all Masago.
So just
it's like, but that's just
arts,
like a little small era. And it's fun to like even go out of Pokemon and look up what is Masago doing now. And he's actually got, a bunch of stuff on his website of different art styles he's trying on. And same thing with Arita. Arita's going around creating works of art in front of art museums, and he's working with colleges too to do displays. And then he ends up auctioning those, and a lot of the money goes to charity. So he's fantastic. Like just doing his thing outside of Pokemon, which I think is like really cool, because a lot of these artists, like Yuka Moria, even the clay artist, she's doing her own thing, promoting stuff with different brands outside of Pokemon while also being actively involved in Pokemon. So the artist thing isn't just Pokemon, which is why I like it so much. It's not just like continuously where Pokemon. It's like you get to follow the artist outside. You get to look at the works of art that Arita created for Berserk and Final Fantasy, and there's even like old Power Ranger cards that Arita worked on. So there's all, like, once you go down the rabbit hole of the artist, it's just a whole different hobby, and I think it's more organic in that way, where it's not all connected to one IP. It's like you're kind of following an artist throughout their life. So
and I can get on board with that. I married into a very artistic family. My wife's parents are both art teachers. My my father-in-law was an art teacher for fucking ever. My mother-in-law retired and then actually went back to teach again this year, art. My sister-in-law graduated with her degree in, I don't think it was art history, it was art something, but they're all very much into art. My wife was a great artist too, so I understand that. Like my mother-in-law just went this past weekend to her favorite, like her favorite artists had a workshop, and she actually got to work with her in the workshop, and that was like something she's been wanting to do forever. It was her birthday, so she was so excited to do that. So I understand like when art actually like hits you in a way that it's not like, I don't like this because it's going to cost, it's worth a lot, or I don't, you just like it because it's beautiful to you and it makes you feel a certain way, and that's awesome. And that's like, I think something that's missing out of the hobby a little bit these days is just an appreciation for, you know, what's being presented to you rather than just seeing dollar signs on it.
Exactly. And that's why I like sketches too on cards. A lot of people
I like the sketches on cards. I think they're so fucking cool. Fuck that. Who cares? If you like it, you like it. And the artist is doing it to their card. Like that's cool.
Yeah, and it like it's a signature of almost all the work they've done in Pokemon, and they get to do, I mean, each sketch is, whether you like it or not, it's an original work of art. So every single Charizard sketch out there, yes, there's tons of Charizard sketches, but every single one of them has had a different pen stroke. Like Arita has had to do every single one over and over and over again, and they're all different. Some look bad, some look amazing, and it's all subjective. And that whole entire market's being built out because there are so many of them, and they are all, I mean, I would argue they're all technically one of ones. Whether they all relate to each other, it's like one of them has bigger teeth, one of them has the tongue in a different, one of them is breathing fire. Like it's just he's adding on to, I think, what the card's original value is. As an, like, cards are all prints. Like there's a set number of them printed, and they're all the same art, they're all the same thing. But whenever you can put on and differentiate the set cards from each other with an additional pen stroke of the person who created the original art, I think it just makes it that much more special.
Yeah, people wouldn't be pissed off if Picasso drew something on a, you know, on something that he was printed. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just, maybe those are sour people that are just upset that they're not in that. I mean, you guys enjoy yourselves. I know you guys stand in line for hours for these cards, getting them graded or not graded, you know, sketched and autographed and whatnot. So, to do that, you must really really be into it.
Yeah, definitely.
Poke Chef, Austin's mostly local food. All right, let's see. Let's catch up a little bit here because basic better art. Let's see. Best Nesto impression by far called out. It's lit here. Stays inside. Rocks in Austin too. Let's see. Going down a little bit.
Yeah, Quilly mentioned Honda again, the 151 Aerodactyl. So
dude, that 151 Aerodactyl's dope. That's an awesome card. 151 arts in the half box are fantastic. The Mewtwo is great. The Giovanni card is fantastic. He's holding that. Like, I've seen ones where there's Master Ball like sitting in his fucking hand. Like, it's so cool.
Komiya, he did the whole Gengar line.
Oh yeah, dude,
that shit is awesome.
Yeah, the Gengar line's cool. I actually think I just graded one of those Gengars, the Hollow Gengar. RuneScape way better than WoW. That is not true, Fat Belly. I'm so sorry. WoW is far and above that.
Go sit that fat belly down. You're just absolutely wrong.
You're dusted, bro. Let's see. Thoughts on Whirlpool? Carry you?
Never heard of it. Next. Too niche. You're collecting too much retro. Sell it all. Move on.
What Pokemon would be your safe word? Mine's Licky Licky.
Mine's Machoke.
I love it. It's so good. Pokeship. At this point, I'd rather tag rating than CGC or Beckett. That was so funny listening to Dan talk about tag rating. Goes, who wants to pay to get their card shit on?
I mean, that's what people are doing at Beckett. Like, and a lot of times it's like unnecessary shitting. Like, at least tag, it's like,
They're just shitting
Here's
all
the
over the
actual
place
results.
indiscriminately.
It's like Beckett's got some guy with one eye looking at your card and like, yeah, that looks like a black label, and gives it to you, and it's just completely tilted. So yeah, it's I mean, tag. I don't know about the name. Do we say TAG? Like everyone says BGS, CGC, BSA, TAG. Does it roll off the
off the
tongue?
tongue. No.
Tag, bag. It rhymes with bag. Some other bad words. Ugh. I don't know. I don't know about that
Oh
one.
man, this live is fantastic. I'm having a great time. This is so good.
Tag is rough. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Rudy opened up his grading or bought that grading thing. You don't even hear about it anymore. So it's just funny, like a tag rating. Like the only person I actually hear about tag rating from is Chef, which is great. So maybe you need to tell me more about it, Chef.
I'm all supporting. I'm supporting you. Like if you like it better than CGC or Beckett, I know a million reasons why you probably think that, and I agree with every reason. So, yeah.
Oh, let's see. Later, y'all. Thanks, Fat Belly. Yeah, re-listen at work. The longer, the better. The spicier, the better. Thanks, buddy, for being here. I really appreciate it. Fat Belly Collects, please, bro. Beckett has the best website. So I haven't even been on Beckett's website, I don't think. I just haven't even really delved into it.
It's a pain in the ass.
Chevals, I'm still waiting on my CGC sub. I sent a week after Shiny Treasure EX released. Woof. I hope I still make the money with those baby shinies. Haven't checked comps, but I'm sure I'll be okay. Oh my god.
You're such a troll. Oh man.
Chef. Hi Pillars, what's up, Jackson? Nice seeing you here. Jackson, the man behind Squeak's success. Thoughts on English and Man with Ball? I don't know. What's
he I guess English Pokemon and basketball cards or football cards. Cards. Man with Ball.
Man with Ball. There's a lot of Man with Ball cards. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's unlimited Man with Ball cards.
Yeah, exactly. Every man has a ball, I think.
Depends on who you
may not show in the card. But yeah, not a fan.
Yeah, I don't do sports cards. I had sports cards when I was younger, but I never really did anything once I got older. My entire slab portfolio went down 35%, dropping aggressively. Should I sell now or continue to hold? Hold, baby, diamond hands. Or just auction everything off and cry into the small amount of money you'll have after you're done with it.
Highly recommend that.
I like Jake. He almost convinces me bad art is good. Well, bad art is good, but you like the one art that people hate the most, Walrus, which is that Giratina, which still doesn't make sense. Like, I think that card's awesome. It's so good. And I think a lot of Giratina cards recently have been good. The one from Crown Team is fantastic. Those gold cards with the God Pokemon are just so cool. That Giratina especially. It looks like lava's flowing behind them. Like, that card is fire. Nishida, best artist when your first year in the hobby, but eventually you make your way back to Sugi where you belong.
Nostalgia, come back.
Walrus' favorite artist is 5-Band. Oh man. Kanaka, Yoshida. Walrus' favorite artist is Digimon. Masco, let me stop. 5-Band, the masterminds of modern full art. Yes, sir. Don't be talking on War Greymon.
War Greymon. Wow, that really rolls off the tongue. I wonder how they weren't more successful. Oh, let's end everything in Mon.
Yeah, right. War Greymon. Hold on, that was a card. That a TCG?
Yeah, Digimon.
Oh.
Even the main name ends in Mon.
My portfolio is diversified. I have hollow and non-hollow EC. Canada is crazy good. The one Aerodactyl Stars. They're so hard. Man, that was the. Oh man, this fucking mouse, dude. I'm over it.
You got to get on Amazon, but you can't click. You can't.
Dude, Massigo
website.
Expedition Blastoise. So that's the one where he's swimming at you, right?
Yep.
Did he do more?
Gas.
He did more cards than that. Did he not? Did he do the Kabutops? Was that all?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he started in Neo, so like he did the Neo Kabutops, he did the Ho-Ho, he did a Scizor, he even did a Scyther non-hollow. That's super cool too.
Nice.
So he actually did. I mean, he did 20 plus cards for sure. But they're all, you can usually tell because they're like super ultra realistic looking, which I think turns a lot of people off. But I love it. He did the Skyridge Alakazam, one of my favorite cards ever.
Where he
super
looks like,
dark looking.
Yeah, is that the one where he looks like Splinter? Master Splinter?
Yeah, where he it looks like you just like opened up the Spicy Boy's basement. He's just sitting there with his spoon staring down. Like,
yeah, he looks at the Spicy
looking
Boy's
super
basement.
creepy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, so I like that. So I was talking about Pong with that on Box Nostalgia, like when we were doing the tier list. That I thought it was the same artist. Like they're all very front facing. It just like looks very cool. Like I like you said, very like more realistic. Little darker undertones to them. So those are cards that I'm definitely interested in.
It's unique.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of people in Pokemon don't like uniqueness. Like you just slap any Pikachu on a card with Ash and it's immediately popular. Yeah. It's doesn't make sense to me, but it does make sense to the market.
Yeah, a lot of other people. I just, I don't know. More adult arts make sense to me now. 35 years old. I want to see stuff that's, a little more gritty.
And a lot of those cards are like pretty cheap comparatively. I mean, especially in Japanese, because a lot of the Neo stuff was like a hollow every pack. And I mean, they are hard to grade in tins, especially if you're trying to look for them like non-pack fresh. But the packs are still like relatively cheap in the $200 to $600 range, if you want to call that cheap. But I'd say in Pokemon, there's way more expensive packs.
Oh, yeah.
But who knows? Maybe we'll see those cards like as people mature and grow older, they find those more mature, darker paintings. The Houndoom and Skyridge howling with the dust storm behind him, and the Alakazam in the closet, like just really dark looking stuff. Who knows? Maybe those cards will have the biggest gains over the years. Start investing, people.
That's it. Thoughts on main stock?
My thought is I'd like to hear less about it.
What is main stock?
It's just something Retro's been trying to get to me. I think it's a pyramid scheme.
Oh, okay. Nice. Good job, Retro. I have every variant of base set Charmander in every language from PSA 1 to 10. You're a Charmander collector, man. I love it. Skater Nestle loves sketches. Thoughts on Allison's business model.
Buying in bulk and selling for penny profit. I love it. It's like it's kind of like catch 'em all collectibles.
1% consignments.
Yeah, exactly. He's the Albertsons of the space.
Not anymore, though. That's all going away, man. That's going to be interesting to see what happens, because so many people got into consignment stuff now, and now everything just changed in one day now. So I really want to know how much those people knew. Like, did Dan know this was coming? How long did Dan know it was coming for? Did they know? Like, I'm interested in seeing like how transparent eBay was with all of that.
Right.
Because I know Dan went really hard into the vault. I know a lot of people went really hard into the vault. 0% selling.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense too. And obviously, everyone's gonna have to change their business models once this comes out and the 0% fees are gone. And honestly, it's just like the what we see throughout history. If you're a fan of history, is eventually the big conglomerations, either governments or dictatorships or large monopolies, end up taking over each other, and all of the costs, they make more profit, and all the cost gets put back on the buyer and the seller. So here it's like the seller's taking more costs, and you know what that translates into? We're not wanting to sell cards for as cheap, So we raise the prices on the buyers, so the sellers and the buyers are both feeding PSA and eBay even more. So
Yeah.
that's really all it is. It's like, it's nothing crazy. It's just what's happening with everything, gas, food, everything else. It's all going up. So
It is wild right now. Like
yep.
how much stuff is going up and how quickly it's going up. We talk about this stuff at work too, and just like I just canceled all my subscriptions to everything. Like I think we have Prime Video now. I got rid of everything. I got rid of cable. Like I'm just starting to cut the fat because it's just like things aren't what they used to be. It's just wild how in 3 years stuff has gone, and just for whatever reason, it just seems like it wants to keep going up, and no one's pumping the brakes. And now we're paying people, minimum wage is going higher and higher, but that just raises the prices of everything. It's like you're just in a terrible vacuum of stuff where I'm going to pay you more, but prices are going to go up more. It's insane.
I mean, COVID didn't help, and giving every citizen $1,200 to $1,600 didn't help, and also giving companies PPP loans that were very underlooked at and regulated. There's multiple stories, people buying Pokemon cards with the PPP loans they should be, using for their payroll, but they didn't. And I'm sure there's just so much undiscovered stuff still with that just ridiculous spending. That's
they rolled them out so fast. Everything was rolled out so quick because everyone was losing their minds.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was eerie when all that happened. So people are like, well, this is it, like game over.
But then businesses see that as an opportunity too.
Yeah.
So they see, businesses love seeing panic or how people react to things, and they're just going to take advantage of it because businesses are here to make money, and any type of opportunity, whether it's panic, euphoria, or any type of human emotion, they're going to take it and run with it. And people are going to blame it on certain things, but you can blame everything on money and human greed. So in the end,
I couldn't say it any better myself, man. You kind of hit the nail on the head there with that.
Yeah. Good night, everybody. Sweet dreams tonight.
Yeah, right. If you were feeling okay and comfortable before you went to bed, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Welcome to the suck.
If you were having problems sleeping at night, now you have more to think about.
Yeah, right. Brain won't shut off. Gotta eat. I'd like Arita to draw a sketch of Jake Smith with boobies. That would be an interesting ask.
You sicko.
What an interesting ask. Hello, Arita. Can you draw some tits on me, please? Like,
can you draw this man for me?
With boobs? Biersky and Jake, how do I get myself to list?
Listen to good music and stop holding yourself back. As an influential speaker, motivator, you're holding yourself back, Ernie. We all have it within ourselves to succeed and become millionaires. And right now, the Mr. D's in your belly and the Pepsi you're drinking, the things you may or may not be smoking, and the constant attention that the square in front of you is giving you, it's all keeping you from your destiny and goal of becoming rich and famous. So get out of your own way.
Yeah. Do push-ups, eat salad, and list.
Exactly.
That's it. Drink a lot of water too. Alcohol's the devil.
Yeah, we call it the rock Pokemon lifestyle. If you ever want to know how to be successful, hit up Rock Pokemon, ROC Pokemon on Instagram, and he's got tons of great tips for a price.
For a price. I got to get back on the listing train. I'm so hit or miss with listing. I have singles on singles. Like there's just like cardboard gold boxes full of singles that need to be listed, and I just
anxiety.
Well, dude, I look at it, I'm like, oh my god, like I gotta do this, and then you start sitting down, you're doing it, and it's all right, but to do it every day, like I gotta figure out a system.
What you need to do if you're busy at work and stuff, find 30 minutes a day and buy a bunch of binders and just start putting them in by value. So like maybe a $1, a $5, and a $10 binder, whatever value cards you have.
Okay.
And then just take them to a Collecticon, start going to vendors and say, hey, I want this for this binder. I got it comped at 70 to 80%. Can you do that? And a lot of those guys, they're trying to sell through binders, or maybe their binder already got bought out and they're looking for more inventory, and you can just sell it for cash right there. So
Okay.
I think that's a really good time saver.
So I did that kind of in Charlotte. I just brought everything like I had, put it in a couple binders, and I had people come up and just put offers on the full binders.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
you just sell the full binder. You don't have to piece it out. You're losing in a little bit of profit, but you're, money in pocket's nice. Like a bird in the hand's worth two in the bush.
Mm-hmm.
So I have some stuff like I got to start doing that because we're going to Orlando in a month, in a couple days. So I definitely want to be taking advantage of that. I got to ship some sealed product down to, I guess, my mother. I'm going to ship it to and have her bring it to me. I'm going to see what's cheaper. I don't want to, I'll probably ship it because I don't want to put it underneath the plane. Like, you know what I mean? They're going to be tossing that shit around. So
yeah, maybe
probably,
you can wrap it, like maybe the lower dollar binders and stuff. You can definitely like plastic wrap up and secure. But I mean, this isn't much of a Digimon and Pokemon: The Never-Ending War. I've never even seen a shot fired. I just see a massive beast.
Pokemon's been teabagging Digimon since day one.
Yeah, Pokemon's been trampling. Like it's like an elephant trampling on like a sickly gazelle baby. Like it's like not even fair how bad it is.
Just playing with it, like gnawing on a haunch.
Yeah, it's like a baby seal being tossed from Orca to
Orca.
And both of them are Japanese Pokemon, English Pokemon, just tossing Digimon
around like
great.
a rag doll. There's a porpoise in the back, and it's Korean Pokemon just sitting in the back watching. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Well, thanks for being here, Ryan Tran. I appreciate it. PSA 10 Psyduck. Let's see. He did the OG Moonbreon actually in Neo Discovery. Yep. I just said that. Remember when Ponga said art was overrated and then sent Bierski on a versus series deep dive? Yeah, I remember that. Ponga got a lot of flack for that, man. People were pissed off at him for some people in Discord were unhappy.
I got some more flack for him. I think I've told it to him in person, but he says he likes pack arts. So doesn't he like art? He likes pack exclusive art, or he just likes treasure chests, like the potential to get cool things with art stamped on top of it instead of what actually the product is inside the art. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. The thought process that goes behind it.
There's the Wiglet. I like how you pulled him back up. Thank you, Pokey DNA.
What's Ponga thinking? I don't know. He's pretty dusty, dude. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's pretty crazy, dude.
Oh, this is great. Well, we're gonna have to. I wish Ponga was here right now. He's probably in Wonders live. Thanks, Ponga. I appreciate it.
what a great co-host that is.
I'll give him shit later.
Yeah, he shits on Pokemon art, and then he goes and listens to one of the biggest eBay live sellers talking to one of the best interviewers ever. Yeah, great time over there, I'm sure.
Great time over there. Can a mod share Minty Mountain's eBay store so I can start investing, please?
Yeah, Minty Mountain Collectibles on eBay. Pretty easy to find. Just look up, just go to the search bar and type in Grail. I'll probably be the first one on there. So a lot of PSA 10, 151 in there, big Grails.
We all end up at Versus series, to be honest. Dude, like Versus, it was cool learning about that too. Like I do like doing those the rabbit holes. I have fun doing that. Just learning a little bit about everything. Just doing the vending series I did last time. It's interesting. It's just cool, man. Like I don't have all this knowledge that everyone has in the hobby. Like I'm kind of still just learning as I go. And it's just, I miss so much from, Team Rocket to why I got back in Sword and Shield. Like it's just, there's so much in there. Like there's like 8 generations of cards there. Like it's insane.
The crazy thing is, like, I left as Team Rocket was coming out, whenever that was, because for some reason as a kid, I just didn't like the dark types, I guess. I don't know why, because I think they're super sick now.
Yeah.
But for some reason, my little, innocent little mind is like, why are the Pokemon dark and different? Like, what's going on?
Why they gotta be bad? Pokemon are good.
What's going on here? But yeah, no, I love Rocket now, and like Rocket Returns is probably one of the best sets of all time. The angry Hypno looking at you,
Oh
and
yeah,
all the different, the Dark Marowak standing on top of the tower like Batman is crazy. Both I can't remember if the Hypno is an Arita art, but there's so many Arita arts in Team Rocket Returns that where he's just he's just showing so much negative emotion in the Pokemon's eyes. It's like original Team Rocket on steroids. So
I love it, dude. You love your arts, man. I could listen to you talk about the arts of the Pokemon all night long for real. Like,
yeah, I love them.
Nesta used a PP loan for the Bolin.
The Bloin.
The Bloin.
The Balloon.
Loki. Okay, Mom. Damn, Jay cooked you. Smith 1-0.
Oopsie.
Rock's price was too high. I value my virginity.
Yeah, Rock is a serial lowballer. Figuratively and
literally. Those bad boys are hanging. Chevals came for the Wiglet, staying for Jake Smith. Conga means hopeless soul in French. Is this true? This is fantastic if it's true.
We need confirmation on that. That explains a lot.
Ponga has some good dry humor, some funny shit. Ponga's great, man.
I owe him a beer in Chicago at this point. Hopefully, I want by the end of the podcast to owe him multiple drinks. So I'm gonna keep the flat coming.
Keep the flat coming. Versus Series limited English release is the only acceptable English set.
Well, hey man, what about all the trophy cards? That's all English, right? It says number 1, number 2, Pikachu.
Oh man, what is this? Thoughts on Geka Kogu?
Is that how you spell Bukkake? What do you want thoughts on, Retro? Jeez,
is that what's happening in the Spicy Boy basement?
This is a childhood-friendly podcast, dude. We're talking about childhood binders here, and you got to bring in Gekuga, whatever that is.
Gekuga. Bukkake. You pressed a couple wrong buttons there. Oh, man, that's hysterical.
My lordy.
My lordy. Well, we're at the bottom of chat.
Damn, we caught up.
We caught up. We were pretty far behind. We were like an hour behind at some point. So, here we go. Not at bottom of chat anymore. Pokemon Hami. Team Rocket Returns is the best set ever. Team Rocket Returns eBay listing. Nose diving into oblivion except gold stars. Listen, it doesn't... People buy what doesn't make sense. Modern's just such a juggernaut right now. I feel it really is just... new people are joining the hobby every day. I know there's people leaving, but people are coming in every day, buying the new stuff. I mean, you can find it at Walmart now. Every time I go to Walmart, Target, it's there. I
was talking to a store owner recently in South Austin, and he says a guy comes in there every week and spends about $2,000 to $5,000 on modern product and just rips it all. Temporal Forces, all these sets that everyone says is so bad. There's just one person out of the millions of people ripping packs that is spending that amount on modern when he could be buying, Crystal Lugias and stuff and enjoying it that way. But he's just ripping. He's got the money to justify it and likes ripping modern Pokemon. And that's the end of the story. So when you have that type of demand over, I mean, I love the art in Temporal Forces. Obviously, I like a lot of the art in most of the sets, but good lordy, that is a dark thing to be ripping. I mean, if you've ever tried to sell Cobalion, Terrakion, or Virizion, it is a very hard thing to do. Very, very, very hard. And the fact that the main chases of that set are all tarts of their futuristic forms, it's crazy to me that they have any value. It just shows the demand of modern Pokemon.
Yeah, well, I got my 2 ETB cases of Temporal Forces stuff, and I really wish I didn't get them. Like, it was the Pokemon Center exclusive ones, and I pre-ordered them and forgot. I think the same thing happened to PK. He said it on his live. and I was just like, fuck. Like now I have.
What's the promo in that one? Anything good?
The Temporal Forces one.
Because I like whichever one has the Mimikyu.
So that was Chaldean Fates.
Yeah, that one's gas.
That dude with the old
that's
lady.
One of the best Mimikyus. That's done by Arita as well.
Yeah, see, that's such a cool. Like so I would love to see them go into like more realistic drawings and stuff like that too. Like just having the person in there makes it like more grounded, I guess. And the way she was drawn, like it wasn't like what was the Pikachu art from 151, where he's just kind of like bouncing in the street and there's people around, but it's not like that one looked like it was like grounded in reality. I'm looking up Temporal Forces right now.
It's got to be some. I mean, if you can't remember, it's got to be dark, right? Like,
yeah.
If you haven't ripped it to even see.
Let's see, ETB. I haven't ripped any of the new. Let's see, Temporal Forces. Because it's 2. Oh no! All right, so one's a Tyranitar. Oh. It's the Iron Thorns, which is pretty dope, and the other one is Fluttermane, which is not dope.
Oh, that's like the Mischievous.
Yeah, it's the Mischievous one. But the Iron Thorns one looks cool. Like I like the future Pokemon all metalled out. Like he looks like Mecha Godzilla right now, which is
cool. I was really gunning for them to make a crazy Mecha Tyranitar alt where like he's doing like a Godzilla type attack with his spines all lit up.
Yeah,
that would be so crazy as an alt art. But we got the one where he's just he's just standing normally in like the plains. Like it looks like an African plain.
That's what he's. So yeah, let me pull that out. Let me see. Hold on. Iron Thorns.
And then the newest set, I think it's Crimson Haze in Japanese. There's a cool full art, just regular, 5-band full art of the Mecha Tyranitar with like a blue background that looks pretty cool. But we still haven't gotten that sick alt art I was hoping for. He was displayed in the whatever the Gallade future name is, Iron Swords or whatever, that alt art. He's like in the background standing there.
I mean, like all these out. So like they're all like, I like some of them. Like this is the so like the the Pokemon Center, like so they have all these crazy, like I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, that's the Roaring Moon, the Salamence.
Okay. But what the funny part about these too is like the promo card for it is Screamtail, which is funny.
Yeah, not the best and choice.
Then the other one is it's like this is cool one though. Like I don't mind that one. Like I like some of the arts, like the future Pokemon. I'm definitely into a little bit more than the ancient Pokemon. Although the ancient Entei is fire. Like I like that
big
one
with the crest on his head,
the huge crest. Like
that's a good alt art. I like that one a lot.
That's a good one. I'm a big fan of that. Jake, do you collect sealed or just slabbies?
I mean, I'm not super collecting anything right now. Mainly just selling, but I definitely have some targets. But I'm way more into the card than sealed, even though I'm a big believer that sealed is way safer if you bet your cards right. It's the same thing. Every pillar that's in the hobby tells you, just buy the best sets. Like look up all the new sets, look up all the sets in the past year. Look how many times they've sold on eBay a day and how many times they've sold on TCG Player a day. And just pick the one that's selling the most. Like it's really just that simple, because your whole bet with sealed is that it just keeps getting ripped open. So the more it's ripped, the more your investment will increase. And it also shows the demand for the product and what people are chasing for and what they're spending their hard-earned money gambling on, the cards in the set. So sealed is obviously a no-brainer, but I'm just a card guy, like just rare cards. Old Japanese promos and set cards of like really good art is really what I like. So
what are your thoughts on that Umbreon V from Evolving Skies, like 3 to 4xing in like 2 days?
Oh, did it? That makes complete sense to me. I mean, that one was always seemed way too cheap compared to the Moonbreon, and there's a moon on that card, and literally has how many Pokemon bowing down to Umbreon on a pedestal. Like,
Yeah.
I've liked that card way more than Moonbreon the whole time, but I guess it's maybe an easier pull, and there's a bunch of other nuance that goes into the market value being lower.
I've literally sold a CGC graded CGC 10 graded copy of that like a day before the price went up. Like I looked the next day, the price had spiked to over what I paid or was selling the CG, and I was like, well, that dude bought it already, so here you go. Like good on you. Like he knew what he was doing. Like he went there and snagged it up real quick.
Yeah, it happens. The more you sell, the more like I graded a Darkrai level X, like super cool card, and when I graded it was at like $400, but there's like a buyout happening on eBay at the time, and I listed it for I think $550 and it sold in 30 minutes, and I was like, that's really strange. And then 3 auctions popped off after that at like $750. But now that card's back down to like $350, so it's like selling there was a good choice, even though it did make me feel some type of way in the moment.
So this has happened to me a few times already where I've sold some. So not Precious Collection, the one, it was this box, Small But Mighty, the Small But Mighty box. It had that that alt art with all 3 of those on it, with the Pokeballs in the back, like the Master Ball and all that stuff. I sold that like a week before it popped off. Like once everything like started going crazy with the Japanese tag team, that's it, dude. That card is hot. That's a good card.
This one's going in the next sub. It's a Japanese one.
Yeah, I had a PSA 10 of the English one.
It just sucks. That box has objectively some of the worst packs you could possibly hope for in a box. Sun and Moon base. It has Crimson Invasion. It has Steam Siege. It has Darkness Ablaze. It has what else? I can't remember. There's one other one where I was like, "Oh my lordy, that's so bad!" But that promo is so standout, and the fact that's the only place you can get it in English. And the box is so big and beautiful and has all the little.
Dude, it's a cool box. Like that's a cool collection piece box to like.
Just and then the pin is probably one of the coolest pins too.
Yeah, I got it on my drug rug hat, man. Like
it's
the pin's cool.
Is there not another? I thought I saw a box recently, and it has a massive pin, like one that's literally.
So that's not a pin. That is a that's like a rubber keychain thing.
Oh, okay.
It's all 3 of them. So I actually have that on my keychain too, because I just had it around, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna throw this on my keychain. But it's like, I don't know, probably like that big, and it's just all 3 of those Pokemon together on it.
Yeah,
it's like a little rubber thing. It's pretty cool.
That box is sick if you can look past the packs. But I mean, the fact that it has XY packs in it, I do like that. It's just like some of the Sword and Shield packs in that are just like, oof. I'm not sure when, like, I think Darkness Ablaze, like when people were buying that for $150 to $250 a box or whatever it peaked at, was just like crazy because they were all chasing the VMAX Charizard, and then everyone realized that's actually pretty decently easy to pull.
Well, that was the non-rainbow version, right?
Yeah, it was just like
the rainbow one came out at Champions Path. I pulled one of those in Champions Path.
Okay, so it was is it Rebel Clash is the other Sword and Shield in that box? It's literally the worst sets possibly imaginable in that box, but the box is beautiful itself.
I asked an AI bot, and he said the moderner the better. Was that AI bot Dan? Because I've heard that come out of his mouth quite a few times.
Yeah, I think the AI is being controlled and paid off by the pillars at this very moment. So
the Syndicate.
Yeah, the Syndicate has control of the AI. We're all doomed. If you haven't gotten the gist of the podcast, but make sure you have a bunker or basement nearby,
or guns. But don't be in Miami with Ernie, because he's gonna get eaten alive.
Yeah, Miami's not the place to be during an apocalypse. Ernie and I were talking about that. Like the roads are fucked as it is, and if any type of mass hysteria breaks out, God help everyone in Miami, because there's not much room to move.
People will be getting eaten on Alligator Alley. Like that's where it'll happen. Like people will be running out of cars. Alligators will be snatching them up. Like Not good. Definitely not good. Oh my God, I'm buying a new mouse tomorrow. This is ridiculous. Thoughts on bad funding?
Bad Fudin. Fudin is Alakazam in Japanese.
Oh, okay.
I like Dark Alakazam, but Ernie was trying to argue that Alakazam is a C tier Pokemon.
What?
And I disagree with that, but
Ernie.
also he only buys and sells Charizards.
Yeah,
so.
You're dusted, homie. I don't know. A C tier Pokemon? That's the most crazy shit I've heard. I don't know. That might be the hottest
for Alakazam.
I've heard.
Yeah, A for Alakazam. I think he's probably an A, maybe a little further down the list an A, but he's definitely pretty strong. There's definitely a lot of collectors.
He's just cool. He's got the fucking spoons. Like, my man's killing it. I don't know. Alakazam is one of those cool Pokemon. I liked him. I really like psychic Pokemon. I really always like psychic Pokemon, ghost Pokemon. Like, those are my favorite ones, I think.
Yep.
I think I ordered it once in Bailey, but they had the exclusive Pokemon Center logos on it, so they sold out still. I don't know. Are those ones sold out? I don't know if they're sold out.
They might be. I was blown away recently in the card shop that I went to with Rock. He was trading some Pokemon Center exclusive stamp cards or whatever, but it was like the Mimikyu and the Snorlax, and those cards are like 5x. They're worth like 5 times the amount of like the regular one, like at least out of the regular ETBs with the stamp.
Oh, with the Pokemon Center stamp? Oh, yeah.
So those ones are pretty crazy how much demand they have behind
the Snorlax. When I was just selling them sealed because obviously you couldn't grade them because the print quality was trash on it. But if you sold that and just the regular, because it comes with both of them. It comes with the stamped card and the non-stamped in the Pokemon Center ETBs. I think I was selling them for like $45 to $50 just for the sealed, and like that was almost the price of the ETB.
Yeah. If you bought a Pokemon 151 Pokemon Center ETBs, you're cooking. You're doing really well.
God, I got a case right here, man. Like, I can't wait to get rid of it. Like, it's not. It's just like easy money. Like, it's just easy money.
Yeah.
Like, that's the easy money. So, no brain stuff. Although, like, I have it on Facebook Marketplace, and I will talk about that real quick. Talk about annoying, like dealing with people on Facebook Marketplace. Like, half
of them are scammers too.
And they'll text you, and then you answer, and then there's nothing, or they just want it cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Like, no, bro. Like, listen, I'm like lower than eBay prices here. Like, what are you doing to me? I'm like, so please, I don't know. Facebook Marketplace is a little annoying. I've gone out, I've bought something off of Facebook Marketplace and enjoyed that. I've gone and checked out cards and it was nice, but trying to sell on it, I like eBay. It's easy. I don't.
Yeah.
Just click buy, please.
Majority of buyers will keep it, so it's good.
Let's rip and brick.
Let's open that case. Let's rip that whole case, baby.
Rip. Let's do it. I'm not doing it. Can't do it. I'm actually close to completing the Screamtail Registry PSA 9 number 1 in the world.
Congrats, bro. That's
good for you, dude. Right? You're gonna get one of those trophies they hand out to the best collectors. PSA.
Yeah, you're gonna be in the PSA magazine. Biggest Screamtail Registry collector. PSA 1 through 10. He has the entire pop.
When Jake Smith sold his Unlimited Hypno, it was the end of an era. Now he's rich and far from Ernie. Oh man, we got Legend of Luke in here. What's going on, Luke? What's up, guys? So glad I didn't miss the whole thing. Thanks for being here, buddy. I appreciate it.
Luke actually went to Terry Black's with us, so we had a
awesome
time there.
Dude, Luke's great people. Just had him on. I think not the last the last episode had him on. I met him in Charlotte. Again, I'm just gonna shout him out because the man's crazy, but like just awesome art. Like love the fact that he does the sketch cards. I want to get as many of his sketch cards as possible. I talked to him. That's my favorite PC collection piece, having that, just knowing the artist personally. I told him that, like, I'll never get rid of that card. I'll authenticate it. It's just something that's always going to be with me. I want, like, there's so many other ones he did, and I can't wait for him to go up an auction so I can bet against Fuji-san. because he was the one who was bidding against me on that. Once he figured out it was me, he texted me. He's like, "Oh, that was you," and I was like, "Yeah, man." So we're actually vending together in Orlando. He'll be in our section, so I'm gonna bring it down with me and just like tease him with it the whole time. So we'll see. little soft edging with the cards. Jake Smith wishes he had these No Mark Hero Whirlpool.
Yeah, he loves the Unlimi E series, and that's why I'm currently trying to pump his sales of them on Instagram. It all relates together. He loves the Unlimis until he's trying to sell them. It's very contradictory. Always moving. Pumping them, but always selling them. It's crazy. They can never stay in one place.
Ekira No Mark, Pin Collectors Unite.
Yeah.
I like a good Pokemon pin. That little small but mighty pin, I really dig on that. Better buy a boat and stand a chance. Oh, if shit goes down, yeah, but how are you refueling? You got to come back to land.
But then everyone has a boat in Miami too, and that's probably their first thought is to get to the dock. So it's going to be a race against time to do that, and everyone's be falling in the water and stealing each other's boats. It's going to be absolute mayhem on the water.
You ever seen Day of the Dead, the new one, where they get on the boat, there's just a fucking head in the cooler and it's snapping at them? Like, no, thank you. Like, I don't want any of that.
No, I'm all set.
Ernie held Rainbow Dragon.
Yeah, Ernie graded a really cool 10 promo, like the Rainbow Dragon 10 promo is like a pop 5 or something crazy. He was super stoked on. And then guess what happened? Can you guess what happened?
He sold it?
Oh, it got sold.
Ernie has some. I love seeing what Ernie pops up on Instagram. He's got some cool shit on there, man.
Yep. He's a treasure hunter for sure.
Yeah.
Good stuff always pops up.
It seems like that's a Spicy Boy thing. Is that part of the initiation? Like, you will hunt treasure.
Yeah, you will grind your soul away and find the old back Ekira.
Oh my god, this mouse. Geez, that cook take. Nesto might as well live on the set of Dune. Yeah, Alakazam is great, and that's why yours hasn't sold yet.
Okay, relax.
Oh shit, Ernie, do not tag my username.
I have it listed above market. Relax.
Whoa, Rachel Trill. Let's see. Facebook Marketplace is the place to realize that functional literacy is greatly underestimated among the population. Yeah, man. I just had a guy like, you're just gonna text me a number, like you hope I accept it, and then I text you another number and you go, sorry, can't, and that's it. Like that's all it was. Like what?
They're just trying to scam you.
Like what are you doing here? Like I know what I have. Like the one time. It was the 151 ATB case. He goes, well, normally 10 come in these. How many comes in that one? I was like, 4. He goes, how? I was like, listen, dude, come on. Like, you either really don't know what's going on and you don't know these exist, but for you to be on Facebook Marketplace looking at stuff, I'd assume you know what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, the message you get on eBay, too, you kind of lose a little bit of faith in humanity.
Oh, we're so fucked.
Yeah. I have people reaching out to take more pictures of the slab because my scanner didn't get the wavy blue pattern on the back of the slab, and they want to make sure it's authentic. When in reality, you could just type in the cert number and see on PSA it's the exact same card, recently graded. So
I sold the CGC 10 pristine Van Gogh Pikachu. Dude bought it. I was about to ship it, and he's like, well, he sent me like a close-up picture of the card that I like had on because I took pictures of the actual card, didn't use the CGC scans. And I guess there was like black dust on the card, or it was like, and he goes, are these in the case? He goes, I don't want this card if this is the case. I'm like, I wiped it off, took a picture, instant shipped, and sent it out. And that was the last I ever heard from him again. Because like, I'm not canceling the $750 sale for you right now. It's just not happening, dude. I'm sorry. Like, please no. That's dark. That's real dark. Cheval's changed Facebook Marketplace to just Facebook, and that's correct. Yeah. Stay away from that app. I'm dusted enough it is. Can't afford the contamination. Yeah, Facebook is dark. Exactly, Nesto.
Yeah. Facebook
all right.
Something else.
Well, it is 11:04 my time. I got to be up at 4 a.m. So I think we're gonna
Ooh,
start
man.
winding this down a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wind her down.
it's an early ride to Newark, New Jersey for some iron working in the morning. So
Okay, nice.
yeah, it is what it is. But any last remarks? Anything you want to get out to people? Anything you want to say? Or
Yeah, follow Spicy Boys TV on YouTube, BOIS. Spicy and TV are spelled right. Spicy Boys TV. You can find me on Instagram, _ Minty Mountain _ and then Minty Mountain Collectibles on eBay. Message me on Instagram for better deals. I've been running a lot of story sales recently, getting into Instagram consigning as well for story sales.
nice,
So,
congrats.
yeah, hit me up on there if you want to sell anything or just want to talk about cards or art or anything like that. And yeah, I do the channel with Ernie, Skater Nesto. You can find him at Card Crater, as in card, and then like a meteorite crater on Instagram. So finding the old Japanese and grading it if you like that. So
Yeah, we have his we have Jake's Instagram link below. I will go back and relink Spicy Boys TV in there. But yeah, thanks for coming on, Jake. I really appreciate this chat, man. I had a great time tonight. I don't think I've laughed this much on a live, so this is fantastic, dude. It was a great time. Tons of knowledge, tons of fun. We got Wiglet here, Diglet's in the back. He's gonna pull him back out. Let's get them together. Here we go. Greenie will be happy about that. Yep.
Yeah. Shout out to Green Shiz.
Thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. My mouse is still jacked up, but yeah, thanks everyone. I hope you have a great night. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you on the flip side, everyone. Peace.
Yeah, thanks, y'all. Bye.